Welcome, Kletus Roadside Service. Coming at you with not a whole lot going on. This is probably just going to be a ramble episode because ain't nothing really going on, man, but I'm fucking bored. I'll tell you that right now. I'm bored. I can't find nobody to chat with on the phone. I haven't asked everybody, but usually I try to talk to a couple of guys either from work or here and there or whatever. Because, but that's the weird thing, and I think some people have realized that I don't want, if I'm at home, I don't really want to talk on the phone. Like I have no interest to talk uh, for a long time to anybody. Whenever I'm sitting still, it's really only when I'm driving a truck. My mind is thinking about things, and I just gotta let them out. I gotta talk about them, and also I'm a little bit tired. A little bit tired. Oh, excuse me, boy. Sorry, got burps going on all of a sudden. Um, and talking to people, it's like it's not that I'm tired. It's just that I don't know. I've been listening to music. I've been listening to a couple of podcasts, but I don't know. I thought there was a couple of podcasts that came out that I was going to be listening to today, but I didn't. I didn't have too many come out, and I've already listened to everything. And now everything, only there's a couple other podcasts out there, but I don't know. They're not what I'm looking for. They're either they, people with no tone to their voice, and they're talking about stuff I'd probably like to hear, but I'm like, I can't be doing that. So I said, you know what? I got another hour before I'm going to be at my hotel. Let me just crank up the podcast and see where that takes me. Because I've been listening to music. I do like to listen to music, but I don't know. Getting me a little bit more interactive talking is where I want to be. So enough with all that. I got loaded. Everything's going well. I started driving. I got my boss is getting me a CB radio, a little handheld CB radio, because I've been having, this truck doesn't have a CB. We have one truck that has a CB, mainly because, I don't know, we're usually pretty local with a lot of stuff, but we have a few people that are long haulers, and I don't know, nobody really, I know a CB radio can really help you out in certain situations, but that's if you use it. Most people are not using the CB radio. They got earbuds in, headphones on, or the Bluetooth to the radio. They don't want to be hearing no fucking bullshit banter on the goddamn radio that you can barely understand anyways. You gotta have that motherfucker cranked up to hear people just sounding like they're playing a kazoo. Oh, here, he's passing me. Come on around, buddy. He's passing me on these back roads in Oklahoma. We made it to Oklahoma. We just crossed the border. Caldwell, Kansas, right south of that is where I'm at. We're in the windmill farm, or the wind farm. I don't know what the fuck you call it. These motherfucking things. Um, these things are creepy as fuck. Whenever you're driving at nighttime and you come into a wind farm, it's pretty fucking creepy. I don't know if people really understand what I'm talking about. They got red lights on them, and you're just driving, and well, especially if the blades are looking at you, because then everything, all these lights are blinking, and because the blades go by them or whatever. But when it's dark out, you're out in the middle of fucking nowhere. There's no visibility other than your headlights and a bunch of blinking red lights all around you. And if you get out, well, I don't really do that, but my buddy, his he's got some property, and there's a wind farm nearby, and that's where we went camping. And yeah, it sounds fucking weird. He's like, yeah, somebody dropped a screwdriver or something in one of those blades, so it's even more annoying. You just and it's those are huge fucking blades. But if you drop something in those blades and then they start spinning like that, you got a screwdriver just going ting ting, just making all kinds of racket, Um, or well, I don't know if they dropped a screwdriver. I don't know why they have a screwdriver for that. Probably a bolt, probably a nut or a bolt, because those blades you got to bolt them on, and they're hollow on the inside and whatnot. There's so many people. Why are there so many people on this little tiny fucking road here? I do not like it. There is no shoulder, just a big ditch, and the lane. I'm 2 inches away from the dotted yellow line, and I'm on the fucking white line. Okay, I'm over here. I barely fit on this fucking road, but I do it all the time. Skinny roads don't really bother me, but whenever people repave one of these fucking tiny little roads out here, it makes a huge difference. Like, because right now I'm on the small side of the road. The other lane, I'd probably have a foot worth of wiggle room. But over here, I'm like, if a trooper decided to get behind me, and he's like, "Hey, yeah, you hit the fog line a couple of times." Yeah, no shit. I don't fit in this fucking lane, dude. I don't fit in this lane. Whoever paved these fucking roads, fucked up when they put the center stripe in, because the center stripe is uh, not. It's over too far. Let me do the stripes. That's what I've always said. Let me do the stripes. I'll pull out a tape measure. I'll measure these motherfuckers. I'm like, no, we're getting even lanes on this fucking road. And there's also a patch up here, dude. It's like you ever watch the movie Cars? Whenever Lightning McQueen gets stuck in the town and he's got to repave the road, and the first rendition of him paving the road, and it's all fucked up. That's what these people did. I think that they paused them. They were watching that movie for documentary purposes. They paused it and they said, "We're going to do that to our road." Because the road over here, it's not a long stretch. It's probably half a mile stretch, and it's fucking horrible. It's just like boom, 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 and there's always somebody coming. You're never on this road by yourself at that spot. This whole road, this is like 17 miles until I get to my next road, and you usually won't pass anybody. You won't see anybody, but as soon as you get to that fucked up part of the road, there's always somebody over there. Always. But yeah, I've been listening to a lot of music. It's comfort. It's comforting listening to classic rock, the real classic rock, not Fall Out Boy or I don't know, Panic at the Disco or whatever. Because all that shit's considered classic now. Pretty ridiculous. Well, maybe not that shit, but like Metallica is not classic rock. And in the radio that I got in my garage, I turned it on the classic rock station, and they're playing Metallica. The other day they played, I don't know, Sublime or something, which I like. I like Metallica and I like Sublime, but that radio station, every radio had that station on all the time. Every car you got in, 101 The Fox. When my dad owned the RC car shop, 101 The Fox. We had a little radio that mounted under our kitchen cabinet. That was always on, playing 101 The Fox, unless my mom put a Beatles CD in there or something. And then, I didn't dislike classic rock. I just thought I wanted to get into the newer stuff. So I was into like Slipknot, Disturbed, Nonpoint, uh, Mudvayne, all kinds of like harder rock bands and whatnot. But I knew all the oldies because I mean everywhere I went from the time I was a baby till ever, I've always had classic rock playing somewhere, and that's what 78.9 KRRS radio, the little playlist I made. That's kind of a tribute to, and I listen to that all the time. I have the country station too, or country playlist that I have, and I do like that. But I don't know, man. Every time I go to listen to radio, whenever or listen to music or whatever, I'm clicking on that playlist, and I can listen to all those songs. And I'm still adding some. I just added some today. Um, there's still some songs out there that I forgot about, or just haven't heard in a long time. But anyways, it's just nostalgia, and that's kind of where I want my children to be, because it's like, I don't know, if I could have grown up at any point in time, like if I could have been born, if I get to pick the year that I was born, I probably would have been born exactly when my dad was born, because 1964, um, you know, cool ass fucking cars, and then even cooler cars, in my opinion, the 70s, and then into the 80s and then 90s, which are also, they're not the classics, but there's something about the 90s that's just super nostalgic. I mean, mainly because I grew up in the 90s, but I don't know, cars and music and just the way the world is these days is not really my cup of tea, even though my dad, if he hadn't passed away, he'd still have a long life to live, and he'd be in it right now too, which is fine, but I want to experience what he got to experience growing up, because I think that's the coolest childhood to ever happen. There was I don't even know if they had video, I mean, they had some sort of a video game or like an arcade, but you had to go to the arcade. But like my dad was not into. He played a little bit of the PlayStation 1 because it was like the new system that came out whenever he got it for us. But he didn't really give a shit about other video games. Even though I would try to show him sometimes. I'm like, Dad, look at this cool car I made on Grand Theft Auto Vice City, or something. But no, and here's that patch of road. This looks like fucking ass. It's just a piece of shit road. Anyways, I kind of want that for my children. Even though they ride around with mom in her car quite a bit, and all they're listening to is Katy Perry and Taylor Swift and some other fucking gay shit. Shit, which is cool. I mean, I that's fine, and they enjoy it. And if they enjoy it, I want them. If they didn't enjoy it, then I'd say, hey, well, don't play this stuff. I mean, if they don't want to listen to, I don't know. I probably wouldn't say shit. I'd be like, tough shit, kids. But I don't know. Every time they hop in the truck with me, I think it's they're gonna remember something about it. They're gonna be like, remember growing up with Dad's old truck? He had that shifter thing in the middle, and he always listened to like really old music, and he would always take us to the gas station or get ice cream or something. That's what I'm going for, and I'm also a big kid. I like ice cream and going to the gas station too, and I love running around with the kids. Especially, I mean, it's not safe. Obviously, it doesn't have airbags, but they can sit in the front seat since I don't have airbags, and that's another really cool thing about driving around one of them old trucks. But I don't, unless they have like, I don't know. I got these little. They are legal. They're just like little booster seats or whatever, but the seatbelt buckles into them or whatever. I don't know. There's just something about riding around with my kids in the old truck, going to the gas station, grabbing a pizza and some candy bar or something. And I think, and then them, listening to my old music all the time, even though I do let them, I play some music for them too. They like to listen to, well, my son, he likes rap. He likes rap right now. And I had a rap phase. I liked rap. I still do like rap. Not the new shit. Not the new shit, but my son, he likes Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and Eminem and some of the newer stuff. That's one cool thing about Fortnite, I guess, is that it's introducing him to music that he otherwise wouldn't probably hear ever. Because I just don't, I do play rap sometimes here and there, but he plays Fortnite, and that's where he learns, like, everything. Like, I don't know, there was a Billy Joel song or something. I don't know what it was, but we were just driving around my truck. He's like, this song's on Fortnite. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, all right, cool. He's like, I like this song. I'm like, my man. My daughter, she likes just like nursery rhymes. She is just so innocent. Just the most innocent little girl. It's so cute. But here we are. We're pulling up to a truck stop here. I don't know which way I should come into this truck stop here. I want to go to that fuel island. Guess I gotta kind of whip this motherfucker all the way around. Whip it. I really don't like turning that tight with a loaded trailer. I just see my tires just folding over. I'm like, ooh, don't like that. Don't like that at all. I'm going to pause this and I'll be right back. We got 77 gallons for $244. $3.14 a gallon. I ran it pretty low. I didn't have much left. But I already stopped a few times. I stopped once to get some food for lunch. And then I stopped again. I grabbed a Red Bull, even though I knew that wasn't going to work. Red Bulls don't really work for me. But I didn't want to take a 5-hour energy, because then I'll be real wound up. I don't really feel like being wound up. I don't even know if I'm going to stop to get dinner, because I'm going to get to my place at 4:30, and I don't even know if I'm going to stop to get dinner. I might just go straight to the hotel and then go lay down a little bit. I am, even though I'm not like tired, I could definitely lay down and just kind of relax a little bit. I was up late last night working on that fucking dirt bike, so because yeah, well, I already explained it in the last episode, but I just want to talk about that fucking thing. That's why I was trying to get a hold of somebody. I'm like, I don't know, I need to find some more dual sport friends I can just call and chat about dual sport stuff. Yeah, I don't, back to the music thing, I don't know. It's just like, I grew up with that. I really liked it. I still like it. And I think it would be kind of cool for my kids to just be kind of introduced to that stuff, because there's not really anybody else. Nobody else really listens to music. That's another weird thing, is we don't have a lot of music listeners around, and the music that they do listen to is just like, I don't know. I mean, there's good music out there that's new stuff, but something about the classic 70s music. 60s, 70s. I got some 50s in there too. 80s for sure. I don't think I have anything 90s in there. But yep, always listening to that. Me growing up, my dad was always in the garage tinkering on something. He'd have me come out and help him here and there. I want my kids to be able to come out and hang out with me, so my son's got this little electric dirt bike that I was thinking about turning it into a gasoline one, but turns out that battery is a good battery. Because I was like, oh, this battery's a piece of shit. No, if you plug it into the charger that came with the little dirt bike or whatever, it says you charge it no more than 24 hours. It's going to take at least 10 hours to charge that bitch up. And I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous. And the light turns green on it, and it says it's charged up. Well, I got a new battery charger, if you didn't realize, and I plugged it into that, and it charged. I got it to charge all the way up, because the other charger it turned green and it quit charging. But now I got like an actual battery charger, so it worked out pretty good. Got that motherfucker charged up. And it worked out. It still is not have a lot of power, but it's like the smallest electric dirt bike that Razor offers. It's like the MX 150 or whatever. It's nothing special. But he was sitting on it the other night because I was like, hey, I got this all the way charged up. Why don't you take it around the garage a few times? Because it's dark out, or else I'd let him outside. And I was like, dude, you need something bigger than this. So I might be on the lookout for something like that. I don't know. I think electric, it's just less of a hassle. Gas, if he was actually, riding it around other than like my driveway or whatever, I'd probably get him like a gas powered one, something that he can rip around the yard all day and it'll be fine. But I think since we're kind of like in the suburbs or whatever, I'll get him a little bit bigger electric dirt bike at some point in time, and maybe try to. I don't know. I don't really want to put training wheels on it. He can just put his feet down and he'll learn to balance and whatnot, which he's already starting to get, which I'm very happy about. Like with his bike, well, not really with his bicycle, because it's got training wheels. You can't learn to balance with training wheels. You can kind of, but he's riding on leaning over the whole time. So, but with the dirt bike, he picked up his feet a few times, and then even scooters, because I was like, the easiest way for you to learn balance is to ride this scooter. He's got just a Razor scooter, nothing special. It's just got one wheel in the front and the back, and it lights up. It's Spider-Man. But I'm like, you can learn your balance on a bike, but if you want to learn your balance really quickly, get this scooter, and then it's super simple. So, you only go as fast as you want, and you can learn to put both feet on there and balance it out. And you got the long handlebar, you're standing up, you have a lot of mobility. You can still wreck the fuck out of them and bust your ass, but I don't know. Bicycle, you get tangled up in the motherfucker, and then it falls on you, and then you get upset, whatnot. And especially an electric dirt bike or whatever, but they're made for kids. They have big chain guards and shit on them. It just makes me cringe thinking of somebody fucking fucking have an appendage go through the fucking chain and sprocket. You know, it fucking sucks. But yeah, I don't know. You know, this summer. I think this summer is going to be a really good summer. The kids are a little bit older. They're a little bit more willing to do other things here and there. You know, I already got one of my, you know, year resolution. One of them done, which is get the garage cleaned up so I can park my wife's car in there. That's also so there's, you know, we can leave her car out and they have room to run around in the garage, or we can pull her car in the garage and we have a lot more driveway to play with. I would usually pull her car out to the end of the street and block the driveway off. So, but no, I think this is going to be a really cool summer. I also really would like to get a bike. I think one of the best ways for me to teach the kids how to ride a bike is to go on bike rides, obviously. So, and I don't want to walk. You know, I'm not a walker. I'm not going to ride my dirt bike doing it either. I need to get me some sort of a bicycle. I don't care what kind of bike it is. You know, it could be a BMX. I think I'd be better off with like a mountain bike though, especially if I need to ride super slow with the kids or whatever. But yeah, that's my other resolution. You know, if you remember back to that, it was I want both kids to be able to ride a bike without training wheels by the end of the year. And I think this is going to be a good summer for it. My wife is being much more active. She's been going to the gym, moving around, doing all kinds of stuff. So, because she just lives at home. She doesn't have a job or anything, so it's pretty easy to just kind of fall into a pretty boring life. But you know, she's coming around to getting out there and getting to do stuff and hanging out with her sister quite a bit. So, and that means that, you know, she's going to have to end up taking the kids here and there and the parks and whatnot. And, yeah, just go out and do stuff, you know. But with my type of job, especially if I'm doing this route all the time, it's kind of hard. Because the only time that I'll be home is, like, on the weekends. And when I'm home on the weekends, it's like I got stuff I got to get taken care of for myself. And some of the stuff I like to do takes a lot of time. I guess I do play a lot of video games here and there, but I didn't play any video games over this weekend. I haven't played video games in a while, and even like today, since I'm going to get to the hotel around 4, I was like, shit, I should bring my laptop, but I didn't. I didn't bring it. Kind of wish I did, but it'll be fine. I like to just lay on my belly on the bed and put a pillow under my chest and just kind of sit there and watch videos and scroll Facebook Marketplace. And another thing I was doing the other day, I was just thinking about my friends that live in other countries, my fellow podcasters or whatever. Shane has tattoos over in Australia, so I looked him up. Because he told me where he lived. Well, not his exact address. I don't know where the fuck he lives, but I know the city, the main city he lives in, which I think is like Newcastle or something. So I looked up Newcastle and I just searched on Google Maps food. Because I was like, I wonder like what kind of food they got over there. And I mean, there's all kinds of boutique shit, but there's all kinds of boutique shit here in Kansas City too. But I was like, where's the fast food? Because that's where I'm going to be able to kind of compare on what everybody has. Shane, apparently you guys just have McDonald's and KFC. I didn't see anything else. And I didn't look that hard because I went into McDonald's app and I was looking at all the stuff they got in the McDonald's. And, yeah, they got all different kinds of shit. Exciting shit. Shit that looks good. Even the burgers look totally different. I don't know if we, like, whenever I talk about eating McDonald's and you go to McDonald's in Australia, we're not eating the same thing. McDonald's is trash. Like, it's not good. It'll fill you up, but it's like the worst kind of shit you can eat, really. I mean, they do have 100% all beef patties. What the fuck else was it supposed to be? Why are you telling me that it's 100% beef? I mean, if it wasn't, what else would be in there? You know, like, what the hell you got going on here? But I don't remember what it was. It was at KFC. They got, dude, their KFC looks fucking badass. Our KFC, just like fried chicken, and then sometimes on a bun. There's nothing going on there. You know, we got like slathered in barbecue sauce, Memphis barbecue wings or whatever. It's like, shut the fuck up. Those are fucking not. They don't taste all that great, and they're fucking messy as fuck. And you're just eating sugar. You know, sugar covered deep fried chicken. But they got, I don't know, I looked at theirs. They got zingers. They got the chicken zingers. They got a chicken zinger sandwich. They got chicken zinger this and that. I was like, goodness, that shit looks so fucking good, dude. That looks fucking delicious. They don't give us zinger sauce out here. There ain't nothing zinging out here in fucking Missouri. No zinging nothing. It looks fucking badass. And I mean, it kind of reminded me of Florida a little bit. You know, in Florida, everywhere you go, they have bing bang popping shrimp or whatever. I don't know. They got shrimp with like this zesty sauce, and we got it almost every fucking restaurant we went to in Florida, and it was so fucking good. And I just feel like being in a coastal town, coastal area, everybody's got zingers, zip zappy fucking blaster sauce or whatever, and it just looks so fucking good. But I also looked up old Canadian fellas, and they're up there. What town was it? I forget the town. It's like Frankenstein or something. No, Sasquatch, Saskatchewan. No, I think it's some Sasquatchian. Woodstock. That's where my Canadian fellas are, but they travel all over the fucking place. So, but I looked up McDonald's in fucking Canada. They got all kinds of different shit too. I'm like, what the fuck? Listen, I'm not upset at you guys for your countries for having that stuff. That's badass. But it's like, these are American food companies. Why in America do we have the shittiest version of it? They got the badass shit everywhere else. Like, I don't know, I'm guessing if you go to a McDonald's in China, they got some sort of Chinesium fucking burgers or whatever, which is badass. I'd like to try a Chinese burger. Totally fucking different. But no, and I don't know. Maybe I'm saying that because that's what it's always been, and maybe the Canadian fellas or the Australian fellas look up a McDonald's in America. Just go to Google Maps, type in, I don't know, any fucking city, and you'll have 5 McDonald's you can choose from, and just look at the menu. Just check it out. Look at the menu. Is there anything exciting there? Do you feel like you're missing out? You're like, oh man, I wish I could go to the McDonald's in America so I could get the whatever the fuck it is. Because I look at the shit, it's all fucking bland, dude. Nothing fucking good. Nothing exciting. It's just a bunch of bullshit. And it's like, bring the zinger here, okay? KFC. If we go to KFC, we order a bucket of chicken. What else are you gonna get? Mashed potatoes and gravy, maybe some bullshit macaroni, some shitty fries, and I think your McDonald's fries are totally different too. Okay, people out here love the McDonald's fries, so maybe look at them and see if that's what you're interested in. But I think your McDonald's fries are a little bit different, and I think they look better. You know, because I don't think McDonald's has the best fries in America. They have the most fries in America. Not the best. I don't think they're the best at all. I like Burger King better, but do you even know what a Burger King is in Australia? Have you ever heard of Burger King? Me and him, we were going back and forth for a long time the other night, talking about, you know, just comparing shit here and there. And I was telling him about sweet tea. But if you go far enough north in America, or North America, United States, you go far enough north, they don't do sweet tea. They don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You go south, that's whatever, people's blood is made of sweet tea. And I love sweet tea. I was showing him the sweet tea that I get. Well, he was like, well, what kind should I get? He got an Arizona iced tea. He's like, I got this Arizona iced tea. I'll let you know how it is. I'm like, that's a tea. I'm like, but that ain't normal, you know. And I know they got tea over there. Everybody's got fucking tea and crumpets or whatever the fuck. But I was like, dude, grab your coffee pot, throw a couple of tea bags in there, and just fire that puppy up. And then whenever it's real fucking hot in your coffee pot, which I had to make sure you had a coffee pot too, because I don't know. You make the tea with the hot water, you mix in the sugar. And I don't know if you got bleached sugar, you got raw cane sugar, I don't know. But you put sugar in there. Really too much sugar is what it's going to be, but you put sugar in there, and then you fill a pitcher with ice, and then you pour it in there, and then you stick it in the fridge, and you let it cool down. You got to get it nice and cold. I had to ask him if he drinks his beers cold. Also, because I don't know, Australia, you got refrigerators out there? I don't know. It seems hot. Seems like, you know, you got to wait for the fucking somebody to bring a giant ice chunk in, you know, like in old Western times, you know, nobody had ice. But I'm just fucking with you. I really don't. Australia's a pretty fucking developed country, okay? I understand. I'm just fucking with you. But there are a lot of differences. And then even in Canada, you know, which isn't, it shouldn't be that different, but it is. They got poutine at McDonald's. What the fuck? It's like, hey, you know, try it out here. Put poutine on the McDonald's menu. People are going to lose their fucking minds. They're going to go crazy over it. And, that was the other weird thing. In Canada, the breakfast is totally different. They got all kinds of shit for breakfast. So I don't know. It's just something I do sometimes, where I go to other countries and then, you know, on Google Maps, and I zoom in and I search for restaurants or search for just things and see what's around and get on street view and just walk around a little bit and check it out. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. Every time I do that, though, I'm like, this is boring as hell out here. You know, I'm not near the coast or anything. Them guys up in Woodstock, they got a big ass lake, Superior, right there, which is cold. It's pretty fucking cold. So you're not like going to the beach. Maybe you are. I don't know. But I think they're still digging their ankles out of snow right now. They got a lot of snow and whatnot. Out here, it is 78 degrees. It is warm. It is t-shirt weather. It's definitely bike riding weather. I've not seen that many bikes out running around. That's another weird thing that I'm not a big fan of, is the lack of bikes. The lack of motorcycles running around. There should be a lot more motorcycles running around. That wasn't a cop, but I was doing, 8 over past him. Whoopsies. But I follow a couple of like Kansas City motorcycle pages, and there's like an off-road page and then a sport bike page. And they're all pretty cool. I like to get on there, and you can meet up with people or see where they're meeting up. There's a couple of coffee shops and whatnot that every weekend the whole road is full of motorcycles and a bunch of guys sitting around talking about motorcycles, this and that. And I've been to one of them a couple of times, but I don't know. It's like I need to either get my friends to start riding bikes, or I need to start getting friends that already ride bikes. I don't know, but because I want to go. I want to be able to. I want people calling me up and saying, "Hey, let's go ride," and then I can just, babe, I gotta go. I got it. Got old Jimmy's over here ready to go rip. I want to go ride. Ain't got really too many people riding. I've seen a couple of dual sports around, and I've tried to catch up to them or ride around with them, but I don't know. They're all over the place. They're going. But yeah, and that obviously, the more people that ride bikes, the more people are going to crash bikes, which is unfortunate. We've already had several deaths out here in Kansas City area, people riding bikes, and that's one interesting thing. I wouldn't say cool. Interesting thing about the sport bike page is if somebody sees anybody crashed, they're like, hey, check on your people, bike down at, this intersection. And I don't know anybody, but the motorcycle community, they it's really cool because they can look at the bike and they're like, oh, I saw that guy, or oh, that looks like Jimmy's bike, and then they tag him or whatever. This person better not try to pull out. They're on the side of the road. They got in their car. They shut their doors. Now they're on the brakes. Stay on the brakes. Do not let off the brakes. You could have gone a long time ago, but there you go. No incidents. I had a fucking Dollar General truck in the Flint Hills out here, which are just big rolling hills. They're just super tall, super steep. Not super steep, but they're pretty fucking steep. And I'm fully loaded coming down the other side, and I got cars passing me on the left because I'm still going kind of slow from coming up the other side. And then I come over, and then there's Dollar General hitting the brakes for no reason. You're going downhill, and you're also going pretty fucking slow, and you're hitting your brakes. And now you got me. I'm gaining speed, and I got my Jake brake on. I got to hit my brakes, and then, got people that are coming up behind me. They're going around me, and it's like, you're really impeding traffic right now, Dollar General. Let off the fucking brakes. The truck will roll down the hill. I promise you. I've had this thing pinned doing 80 around them corners, fully loaded. You'll be fine. I guess some truck drivers just rather be cautious, but you being that cautious could have really turned into something nasty with when you got other fully loadeds coming down behind you. Okay, because now I got to figure out how to get, avoid you and other cars while trying to slow down and not smoke my damn brakes. Even though you're not going to smoke your brakes in the Flint Hills, there's no reason to. But I like to be light on the brakes. I don't like to use the brakes unless I'm like coming to a stop, I like to just roll the truck. You let off the throttle, it's going to start slowing down with or without the Jake on. And it ain't a Jake brake. I don't know what kind of brake it is. It's just a generic engine brake. But what else was I going to talk about? I don't know. I didn't have a plan. I'm just glad the weather is being as nice as it is right now. This morning it was 45 degrees. So instead of bundling up with my coveralls and my Carhartt and a hoodie and whatnot, I just wore a hoodie, and it was perfectly fine. My neck got a little cold because I didn't put on my gaiter, but I really don't like the gaiter. The gaiter is only, I would only use that for real cold conditions. Ugh, shit. Maybe raining conditions too, but I don't want to waterboard myself either. Goddamn hiccups. I need to drink something. Oh, Valentine's Day just came through. Now my wife, she was begging me for an Aura ring, and I thought we had agreed that's what she was getting for Valentine's Day, and I had just I was out of town, and I got home and I rode the bike, so I didn't really stop to get anything, which I guess was a mistake, but I'm like, she's like, flowers are, I mean, she's the one that says it, but obviously she's going to say that, I guess. I don't know. But, I've already explained to her my card situation. I'm like, I don't like buying cards. If there's anything in a card that I'd want to say to you, I'm just going to say it to you. You're going to throw it away. These all get thrown away. I've watched you read a card from me and throw it in the trash, you know, and then give me a hug. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to be spending $3.99 on a fucking card if you're just going to throw it in the trash. And I don't expect you to keep it either. And I understand. It's fine. I'm not going to get you a card. And flowers, we all know what that turns into. It's a nasty vase with fucking leaf petals all over the fucking place. And it's in the way. That we don't have the counter space. We don't put it on the table. It's just not good to have it anywhere. So, but we agreed that she wanted this Aura ring, and she was begging me for it. And I'm like, there's about to be a holiday coming up. Maybe you could ask for it for the holiday, or just you. Now that I know that's what you want, I'll get that for you on Valentine's Day. And she said, I want it now. It can be for Valentine's Day. I want it now. Okay. So we got it for her, or she got it herself, and I don't even know what the fuck it is really, but it's like a Fitbit that doesn't do it does more, but you can't see it. I don't know what the fuck it is. She's like, tell me if I'm sick. I'm like, yeah, you're sick, okay? If you need a ring to tell you you're sick, you're fucking sick, okay? This is the dumbest thing ever. But whatever, her friend got one, so she's like, I want to compare with my friend or whatever. I'm like, okay. So we woke up there on Saturday morning on Valentine's Day, and she got a little upset. Well, she didn't get upset, not yet. We woke up, and I woke up kind of early, and I was like, hey, because the kids stayed over at my mom's house, and I was like, you want to go get some breakfast? And, usually if we ain't got the kids and it's just me and her, and especially on something like Valentine's Day, we would normally go out to get breakfast somewhere, and she would just have a good time. She loves this place called the Big Biscuit. They have giant biscuits and gravy. That's not what she's there for. She likes their bacon and their sausage and their eggs and hash browns and whatnot. We have another place. I don't know if you guys got it. IHOP. You probably heard of it. International House of Pancakes. We used to go to that, but the Big Biscuit's better. it's just a better overall experience. And I like getting the eggs Benedict Arnold eggs or whatever. They're pretty fucking good. That hollandaise sauce, ooh, I love it. But it's got to be warm. It's got to be hot. You don't want lukewarm hollandaise sauce. It's not good. But she said no. She's like, no, we need to be working on, eating less or whatever. She's on a health kick, so she's trying to drag me into it, which I should be on it. But she said, no. We got, dinner, or not dinner, but lunch over at my mom's house. So she's like, no, we'll just wait for that, because my mom said, hey, how about, my mom was going to invite over my sister and me and my wife and, well, her husband. We got kids. My mom watched all 3 kids. My sister's got a little boy, and then we got the 2. And she's like, we're going to do lunch, we're going to go to lunch is what the text message said. And then we get a text message around 10 o'clock in the morning. She said, you guys can come over. The nacho soup is almost done. And my wife looked at me and almost cried. And then my mom also, she's like, sorry, I don't think you're going to like it. Because everybody knows that my wife likes very little things. She does not like anything, especially taco soup. She's not a fan of taco soup. I don't even know if I'm a fan of taco soup, but my mom made it, and I will eat anything. And, I appreciate the meal. But she's like, I wish I would have known, I would have went to breakfast in the morning or whatever. I'm like, yeah, should have went to breakfast so you wouldn't be starving. But we went over there. I ate the soup. I thought it was good. I mean, it wasn't nothing to, be super excited about. I only got 1 bowl of it, if that tells you. But it wasn't bad. Then we picked up the kids. We hung out there for a little while talking and whatnot. And, that's Saturday. We went home. I'm trying to think of what we did on Saturday. Not much. I think I might have went in the garage, messed with the dirt bike, but I don't think I really did. But had a good time. It was a good weekend. Really productive, getting all that stuff done to the bike. Still needs a little bit more stuff to go on there. I think I already mentioned it in last episode, but I can't help myself. I want to get these tires. I want to get the new fuel tank. I want to get the new muffler. I'm thinking about, I need to extend the kickstand is what I need to do. I don't know how long the original kickstand is supposed to be, but this bike, whenever I got it, it was lowered because my grandpa lowered it because he's short. So, he cut the kickstand and re-welded it shorter so it would stand up at the normal tilt or whatever. And now it's lifted and it tilts over really fucking far. But my brother got on it. He flat-footed that motherfucker. I couldn't believe it. He just got on there and flat-footed it. Both feet flat on the ground, sitting on it. I'm like, you're too goddamn tall, dude. I'm like, how's the weather up there, dude? You're fucking ridiculously tall. Oh, it says my phone's gonna die. Better plug her in. My grandpa, I don't know. Apparently he is fine. He's still got cancer and he's still going through treatments and whatnot. But he took his moped around the block the other day. So my uncle, whenever my uncle was telling me he's gonna die, he's gonna die real soon. He's got days, if not hours. every time I talk to him, he's like, he's got days or hours, man. You ought to go try to see him again. And just talked to him the other day, or well, my uncle went over to go see him, and I was talking to him about rebuilding the car and whatnot, and he's like, yeah, Grandpa's fine. Grandpa was actually telling me, he was like, hey, make sure you do this to the car when you're cleaning it or whatever. He's all there. He's got energy, and he rode his moped around the block. And I'm pretty sure he only rode around the block because he didn't have anybody else to ride with at that point in time. He just lives so far away from me. It's like an hour and 15 minutes away. So it's like, damn, I got 2.5 hours worth of riding just to get to his house and back home. And then, plus a couple hours to ride with him, which is fine. But it's like, it's an hour and a half, and that's all highway, like high-speed highway all the way up to him, which it isn't a big deal. But it's not like I can't just go see him all the time. Because I'll be, I got to spend a little time at home with my actual family. No, I'm really happy because that was some of the things we talked about. I was like, yeah, get that moped back out there, and honestly, whenever I talked to him, he seemed okay, but he definitely seemed weak, and like I was like, I don't know if this man's ever gonna ride again, and I'm so glad he will ride again. He is riding again. He might be out riding right now. Or he's on a ladder fixing his gutters. He's a crazy old man. I don't know how old he is, but he's pretty freaking old. And yeah, we went over when that one time. Me and my uncle went over there to meet him. Well, and Kenny, we all went over there to meet with him and ride with him. We get there and he's on a ladder on the second to last rung on his roof. Like, I'm like, get out! What are you doing up there? Like, he's like, I'm working on this thing. It's like, dude, are you, like, you're trying to fall off a ladder? Like, the hell? But he's still there. He's still got it. So that's awesome. I'm glad that's the way it is. I hope it stays that way, and I hope I can go on another ride with him here real soon. And I'm willing to put all kinds of stuff aside to go to make that happen. So, riding with Grandpa. And then, yeah, of course, my uncle. I don't know. He likes riding his 250 4-stroke Yamaha YZ 250F or whatever, YZF 250. I don't know what the fuck. I should know that, but it's his race bike, and he doesn't race anymore. But it's dialed to him. That's the bike that he'll take to a suspension shop and spend all day at the suspension shop. Having the guy tune it here, tune it there, make it a little bit better there, test ride it, bring it back. And he pays a lot of money. He was telling me how much he spends, just having the suspension tuned by the same exact guy that he's had for years or whatever. And he's got the Recluse clutch in there, so you don't have to use the clutch. You can just pop it into whatever gear. You're not going to grind, and it's kind of built that way. You still have a clutch. You can still use the clutch, but whenever if you're doing a hill climb or whatever, you don't have to worry about hitting the clutch to shift up or shift down. You can just hammer it down, and you're not going to tear anything up. You can still keep in that torque. Yeah, he's got super aggressive knobby tires on it, and it's not legal to ride on the road, but of course, he's got to get to the trails around his house somehow, and he'll go out and rip that motherfucker around. And that's where it's like, I'm kind of torn. It's like, should I pursue another smaller non-road legal dirt bike, because I think me getting on something that's light like that I can, I can weave through the trails easy and pop it up over logs and stuff a little bit easier, because the DR is just big and heavy. It's got power, but it's huge. But getting a nice light bike that you can kind of control a little bit more technical, would be a lot of fun. Now, he does tell me, he's like, you could get a DRZ 400. It's road legal, smaller, lighter, and it can do all the trail stuff that you want to do. And I'm just torn. It's like, do I even entertain trading the DR for a DRZ? Do I try to work on trying to get another bike, a DRZ or non-road legal? I don't think I want to get a bike that you're not allowed to ride on the road. I want to be able to ride any of these bikes on the road. I want to have a plate and be able to ride it wherever. I don't want to have to trailer it everywhere or worry about cops and bullshit. But they do make like smaller Hondas. I mean, they make all of them. Any brand, they got a small trail bike that can be road legal, But I don't know. It's like I could just get a DRZ 400, and that would be a bike to do it all. But that's where it gets you. Even though I put stiffer, aggressive suspension on the DR650, it still rides great on the road. A DRZ 400, it's not going to be, I'm not going to be as comfortable riding it to work, because the seat is narrow, it's tall and narrow. My ass is going to hurt really bad if I ride that all, long term. You can get different seats for them, but like the seat that I got, it's a $600 seat. It's a, forgot the fucking seat brand, but it's a very popular comfort seat for road riding. And I obviously have the stock DR seat, so I can throw that on. I swap them out every now and again, but I'm thinking I could take the original seat, pull the cover off, and get totally different foam put in there. I could get like or just cut like a square out of it, and then plop in like some memory foam or something for where I sit, and then that could be a lot more comfortable to ride, and then I'll just use that. But I do like the way the bike looks with the original seat. Doesn't look bad with the other seat, but it looks more sporty with the other seat. And it feels more sporty, too, because this seat is pretty wide. Whenever you stand up and you're trying to ride, you got an extra inch on each side of your leg that you can't, smush your legs together and whatnot. The other seat is great. I don't know. And I'm also, being kind of picky here. I just ride it. I get on that thing. I passed the lady at work today. We were heading into the shop, and I'm on the dirt bike, obviously, and I'm following this BMW in, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's a lady that works in our office. And we came around that last corner before you get to the shop, and I fucking flew past her. And I didn't jump the railroad tracks, but I flew over them and then down into the gravel lot, and then I whip it around, and I roll up to one of my buddies sitting there, the cluster guy that I interviewed the other day. And I was talking to him, and then he hopped on the back, and I gave him a ride up to the main office, because we got a new main office, and he parked as far away from it as you could. So he hopped on, rode it over there, and I was trying to get him to ride it. I was like, hop on, dude, check it out. And he's like, no, I'll crash it. I'm like, well, I mean, You might crash it, but you might not. You'd be fine. You know, if you do crash it, you just don't break anything. It'll be all right. But he wouldn't ride it, and then that lady that I passed, I went inside the office, and she just gave me like a disgusted look, and I was like, oh, you don't like getting passed? She's like, not like that. She's like, I thought I was gonna run you over. I was like, no, you were not even close to me. Okay, and I'm sorry, but when I get on that DR, I'm an animal. Okay, I'm revving that motherfucker. I'm ripping it. I am giving it all she got. I just love riding that fucking bike, and I need to test out the suspension. And yeah, it is much stiffer, but I think I'm gonna really like it. Still got a good cushion to it, and I like it a lot. I like it a lot. So just so excited to have that thing going, you know. And then the mechanics were giving me bullshit. They're like, "Hey, you can't park your bike in here anymore." I'm like, "Huh?" Like it's an area, it's a big area. And I park it off to the side next to a pallet of salt by a dumpster, and it's like it's not in the way of anything, but they just want to fuck with me. They're just like, you can't park that in here. You know, it's in the way and stuff. I'm like, in the way of what? How about this giant pallet of salt? Is that in the way of anything? You ever think about that? Like, if my bike was in the way, then that would be in the way also. And you're not moving that shit. And then the other mechanic jumps in. He's like, we need that. We might need that room for something. I'm like, shut the fuck up. You guys are. First off, I wasn't going to park it in here anyways today. I'm going to ride it down to where my truck is so I can ride it, you know, I don't have to walk anywhere. I can just hop on my damn bike. But you guys are really being pussies. Really being pussies. I'm actually going to park in the Holiday Inn parking spots. This never happens. I never get to park in the Holiday Inn parking lot. I don't know if I'm going to make it, actually. They got a bus in here, and the bus is not where it should be. Hell yeah, I'm a fucking driver. I'm a motherfucking driver right now. Hey, oh yeah. Now, should I park all the way at the end or park at the front? I'm thinking at the front. I'll park at the end. Just so if another truck or that bus wants to park over here, they can. I think that'll be a better idea. Dude, I'm a fucking driver. I did have one pull up, but I'm in a fucking parking lot, guys. You know, like there's curbs and shit all over the place that I just didn't want to have to hit or whatever. Wow. What? A motherfucking parking job. All right, well, I made it to my destination. I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope you enjoy this, and I'll try to be cranking them out all week long. I think I'm gonna be out. I don't know if I'm going home. That's the thing. Since today's a holiday, normally I would be offloading today and then making it back to Wichita and then wake up in the morning and then grab another run or whatever. But since there's a holiday, President's Day, which is fucking ridiculous that people have it off. Like, you can have President's Day and still work. Most people do. Some weirdos fucking get it off. And kids. My kids are out of school today. She's like, well, it is a holiday. I'm like, who celebrates President's Day? Tell me, what do you guys do? Is there a special meal? Is there a special anything that anybody does on President's Day? No, there's nothing to do on President's Day. It's just a free day off. And the kids had fucking Friday off too. You know, why did the kids have Friday off? Because the teachers were having a teacher's day or some, I don't fucking know. And my wife's like, why does it bother you, you know? Because you don't have to drop them off or watch them or anything. I'm like, my tax dollars are going towards paying for school, and the kids are always out of school. It's like every other week they get a day off for something. She's like, yeah, they do have a few extra days off than whenever we went to school. I'm like, dude, it's way more than that. It's like there's always something going on where the kids are taking off for something or they're going on break. You know, well, I mean, we always got a Christmas break, winter break. Is that the same thing? I don't know. Summer break, winter and summer break. Um, and then we got holidays off. But we didn't get just random days off. Unless there's like teacher conference days or something. That was, I mean, and even then, I think we still went to school, and then we had to go back to school. I don't know. These kids are never in school. It seems like they're always. I'm like, oh, how are the kids? You know, or how was school today, or whatever. I go home and I talk. They're like, we didn't have school today. I'm like, why? Anyways, it just bugs me. I'm like, just what the fuck, you know? Anyways, that's fucking me just complaining or whatever. Adios. Keep all 18 down. We'll talk to you later. Bye bye.